I was like, are you Jamaican down there? We don't mess with each other. We just grew apart. How did I get here? His baby mom is calling his phone. Hey y'all, it's me, Blossom, and I'm doing something different today. I got a story time for you guys. So y'all remember when I was working at Amazon for like the first time? Let me tell y'all what happened. I ended up getting a job at Amazon. Not that I wanted to, but I was like, you know what? This is gonna be the perfect, easiest job that I can do, possibly. And I'm gonna just say it to myself, because just to let y'all know, I worked at Amazon in like 2013 or some shit like that. And when I was working there, it was like all these guys just kept trying to talk to me. And mind you, I was in a whole relationship already, so it was just like irritating as fuck. So I was like, you know what? When I go back to this Amazon, I'm not talking to nobody. I'm gonna have my head down. I'm just like, I'm not doing nothing. Like, I'm not even making no eye contact. I ended up being in a spot where I was stowing, and all I was doing is putting stuff away, and I was literally by myself. Like, no one, it was in my space. So that was like the perfect thing for me. But a couple months later, we have to cross train. So they sent me downstairs to be a packer. So I'm just like putting, so a packer is like, you're just putting stuff away inside boxes and stuff so they can be shipped off. So I'm doing that or whatever. And it's been like probably a month now since I've been down there, and I'm still keeping to myself. I have my tunnel vision or whatever. My vision is straight on the boxes and packing the motherfucking boxes. That's it. Don't talk to me. I don't want no man. Leave me alone. This one specific day, I had my glasses on and they were hurting my ears. If you wear glasses, you already know. So I just was like taking them off, or like putting them over my ear and then taking them off over again or whatever. But then at this point, I just had took them off completely, and I was blind as shit. I cannot see. I'm just like squinting hard as shit at the screen, like, what goes next? What's in here? What does that say? So there's somebody next to me. He says to me, you might as well just put your glasses back on because you can't see. And then I just looked to the side like, okay. And I started laughing because like I really couldn't see. But I was just like, boy, like, why are you watching me? Flash forward probably like a week and a half or 2 weeks. He keeps making his way towards where I'm at, but he keeps looking at me like looking me up and down. I don't know what it was about him, but I was just like, I don't know. He's kind of cute. I had walked down the aisle where he was, and I was like, stop looking at me like that. Because why are you looking at me like that? He was like, why? What you talk about? How I'm looking at you? And then I was like, you know how you looking at me. And then he was like, I like what I see. And I'm just like,
oh my God. Oh my God.
But I'm like, you smell good. What do you got on? He's like, who, me? And I'm like, no, somebody else. Like, obviously I'm asking you this question. And he's like, I don't know what I got on, but thank you or whatever. He ended up telling me it was Chanel. And that just was what it was. That's like literally the last thing I said to him or whatever. And then I kept moving on to my work. That was it. I see him again when I'm working again, because I don't know why I kept seeing this man. I don't know why. I thought God put him in my life. He clearly did not. But we end up in the same line again. So we end up just talking to each other, and he tells me what his name is. He's like, oh, my name's New York. I told him my name. I find out he's like 25. I was just like, you know, you are a kid. Like, what the hell? He was like, no, I'm not no kid. You know how young boys be when they be trying to talk to somebody who's older than them. So before I even give New York my number or anything, I give him my Instagram, because I'm like, I don't give my number out. I got to see if I really actually like you. So he's on my Instagram. He says little things here and there or whatever, and I'm just replying back. So later on, I end up giving him my number probably like 2 days later. I end up asking him, I'm like, so you don't have no girlfriend? Like,
just answer the question, okay? Please don't play with me right now.
What's up? And then I say, you told me you have a baby. How old is your baby? He's like, oh, I think he was like 1 at the time. I don't even know. And I was like, there ain't no way that this baby is brand new and you're not fucking with your baby mom still. Like, I know how that shit go. He was like, no.
No, we don't mess with each other. We just grew apart.
And she stayed in the apartment and he left with his dad. That's what he said. The red flag was when we exchanged numbers, the first time we had texted each other, he has told me to get home safe. And then I had texted him. I was like, okay, you get home safe too. And mind you, he lives in like PA or whatever. So it takes a little while for him to get back to where he needs to get to. I had texted him. I said, you good or whatever? I said something like that to him. But he doesn't text me back. Okay? He does not text me back. Then he texts me later on, like when we're off or whatever. He's like, oh, my bad. I was sleeping or whatever. I just be real tired. Second red flag. He tells me in the morning he takes his son to daycare. Mind you, like I said, we get off of work 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. He says, I got to take my son to daycare and I pick him up from my baby mom's house. Okay. And I'm just like, I don't know why that shit went over my head so bad. I really do not know why that went over my head so bad. But it was just like, okay, he's a good dad. That's the only thing that registered in my head, that he was a good dad. That was it. So I was just like, okay, that's cool. Like, there's nothing for him to lie to me about, or so I thought. We start getting more acquainted with each other. He ends up telling me that he be scamming or whatever. You know, New York niggas love to scam. So I was like, oh, for real? So he's like trying to put me on and stuff like that or whatever. And I'm just like, you do it for me. So one day, he does this little gesture for me, whatever. I'm like, I'm about to go grocery shopping. He was like, hold on, go on this account, on a ShopRite account, and I'm gonna get your groceries for you. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, put stuff in the car. I'm gonna get your groceries for you, and I'm gonna send them to your house. And I was just like, okay. But the thing was, whatever happened with the card that he had on file or whatever, it wasn't working. And he was like,
damn, I was really trying to get that for you. He was like, I don't want to look like no liar.
I don't want to look like no liar. So he ends up going half with me on my groceries. I was like, oh, that's cute, whatever. I didn't even need him to do that for me. But I was like, all right, cool. If that's what you want to do, I don't think you're lying. But if you want to do that for me, then that's nice. So he sends me a Cash App or whatever. And then that was that. Like, most of our time is spent being in each other's face at work, okay? Literally, like, we're just always around each other at work. Like, we're taking breaks together. We're hiding off and ducking off to the cafeteria together and just still talking. Like, yo, like, it was so weird because every time we would talk to each other, the time would go so fast. So, like, I don't know, in my brain I was like, I don't know, like, we have good conversations, like, we really be chilling. But again, this was all at work. And so it was kind of weird because, like, I don't want no relationship based off us being in work. But mind y'all, I ended up brushing that shit off. So eventually the red flags and, like, the whistles and bells start ringing in my head. Like, this just seems really, really off. So I end up calling my sister. I'm like, girl, I don't know. Like, I feel like this boy has a girlfriend. So she's like, well,
if you feel like something's off, just ask him.
I'm just like, girl, I already asked him and he told me he don't have no girlfriend, but I just feel like he's lying. And I was like, and I ain't trying to do nothing with him. And then I end up finding out he has a girlfriend. I'm be mad as shit. So I was like, I don't know. I think I'm about to just stop talking to him. After I got off the phone with my sister, I end up texting him or whatever, but he doesn't text me back. I see him on his phone. So I'm like, did this bitch just, is he acting like he don't see me texting him? He ends up seeing me. He's like, oh, what's up? Whatever. What's up? And I look at him like, nothing. Like, just, boy, he's trying to start, like, small talk and shit. And I'm just like, like, giving him, like, just brushing him off, like, yeah, whatever. It was probably about, like a week until I ended up talking to him again. And he was like, why are you acting like that? So I'm just like, I really just find it funny how I was texting your phone and you was acting like you ain't see me texting your phone. He's like, no, that's not, I have 2 phones, whatever. I'm just like, oh, okay, whatever. So I end up giving him another chance and we start talking back again. Stop being a clown! He invited me to this party. That week was the party. So y'all, I got cute as fuck, y'all. I wonder if I have a picture of that. I don't know. We're dancing. It's cute. It's a cute little vibe. It is a cute little vibe. Now we're getting to it. We are getting to it. Like, we about to go together after this. So, y'all, he takes me back home. And we're just sitting there, like, talking to each other, staring at each other or whatever. And I'm lit. He's lit. Next thing I know, I feel New York's lips are mine. And I'm like, y'all, then we get the kissing and stuff. It was cute. But y'all, let's flash forward back to this though. Because before New York put his lips are mine, I had asked him a question because he told me he was Jamaican or whatever. Because I really don't play when it comes to them things down there. I was like, are you Jamaican down there? This nigga says, yeah. And I'm not even trying to clown him or nothing like that because it was not terrible or nothing like that, but it definitely wasn't Jamaican. It was like American. It was definitely American. I don't know.
Well,
we not about to just be kissing. Let's do something. So we end up doing something. I don't know. I feel like it was so spontaneous and in the moment. Like it just felt like great or whatever. I was just like, damn, like in New York for a young boy. Okay, New York. Okay. After that was done or whatever, we end up going right back to my house. He just dropped me off. I was just like, okay, bye. So we see each other at work or whatever. Girl, basically acting like we motherfucking go together. Like we like this. Like people in the job is like, oh, y'all are together. That's how everybody thought that shit was. So anyway, I mean, it really was like that. Like we went together. I'm not joking. So, and mind y'all, like I had said at the beginning, I was gonna keep my head down and I'm not fucking with none of these niggas. I don't even know how I got here. How did I get here? Like, I just broke my own cardinal rule. Like, I got a man. Half the time we would just leave work early. Like we would use our time and just leave work early and just do the fuck whatever. Y'all, it ended up coming to a point where like we didn't even have no more time to like come off early or nothing like that. So we just be like, damn, we gotta work this whole time. We'll just go hide in a break room or something so we can get our little quality time or whatever. Girl, let me tell you this. Then I guess he was trying to prove to me so bad that he really did not have no girlfriend. He tells me he's gonna spend the night. Like he ended up taking a shower. His alarm goes off at like 6 o'clock or something like that. No, it goes off at like 5. I was like, I thought you said you have to take your son to daycare at like 8 o'clock or whatever. He was like, yeah, but I have to make sure I'm ready or whatever. Did that ring a bell in my head? No, Blossom, because you're being ditzy as fuck for this nigga right now. Like, why? It's so weird to me why I was being like that with him. But you know what? I still think about it though. I was like, I didn't feel like I liked somebody that much until I met him. Like for a long time, like I've liked people, but like I really liked New York and I don't know why. I do not know why I liked him so bad.
I love him. I know him, y'all. I know him.
I was like, oh, he's being a good dad. He ends up telling me, yo, I gotta talk to you. And I'm just like, about what? And I already knew what the fuck he was about to talk to me about because in my brain, I already knew this nigga has to have a girlfriend. He has to still be fucking with his baby mom or something. So he tells me, he's like, me and my baby mom decided to get back together for the baby so we can be a family. Some Love and Hip Hop type shit. So I'm looking at him, y'all, I'm livid. I'm irritated as fuck. Because I'm like, so you just decided at this point in time that y'all are going to get back together. Or well, y'all not together already. And you're just saying that shit. So I'm just like, oh, okay. Did this nigga just finesse me out my drawers? I said, did this young nigga finesse me out my drawers? I said, yo, I told him, I was like, honestly, I feel like you really just played me when you could have just not been in my face at all because I was minding my business the whole time and you just sat here and you're the one who pursued me. and now you're telling me this weird shit. I was just so irritated. I was so irritated. I end up going to my car or whatever, and then he pulls up on me. He was like, yo, can I talk to you? And I'm just like, what? He's like, can you come in the car? Come get something to eat with me. So I end up going. Don't mind me, y'all. I was just being dumb. I don't know. At this point, I'm like, fuck it. Oh well, it is what it is.
Are you not ashamed of yourself? Are you not embarrassed? This is really embarrassing.
So this particular day, I didn't have no work. So I was just chilling. And I was texting him. He was texting me. We're talking to each other, whatever. He was like, damn, I really don't feel like being here. I was just like, well, then just come over here. You know I'm right around the corner. So he ends up coming over. Mind you, we're doing what we doing. So he gets a call, but he ignores it. Then he gets another call, but it's a different number. And then he just keeps ignoring this motherfucking call. Mind you, it's like a 347. It's a New York area code. So he just keeps ignoring this shit. And then I'm like, who is calling you? So he ends up telling me it's his baby mom. And I'm just like, why? What is your baby mom calling you for? He's like, I don't know, or whatever. And I'm just like, okay. Y'all, why I look at my motherfucking phone and a New York area code is calling my phone. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, it didn't even dawn on me until like a few seconds later. I'm just like, who is calling me? And so I just ignore it or whatever. I ignore it, and it calls me like 3 times. And I'm just like, do you know this number? Yo, let me tell you, listen, New York went gummy worm after that shit, because he was like, yo, my baby mom is calling your phone. And I'm like, how the fuck is she calling my phone? How did she get my number? But then I sit here and think about it. Y'all share a line? Like, y'all are on the same phone plan? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, yo, you are so weird and stupid. People, like, if you share a phone line, you can see everybody that they call. Everybody that you call, you can see. Everybody that you text, you can see that shit. It's literally a whole log of what you're doing. So that's how she got my number. It was just like to a point where she just would not stop calling. I was like, just do what you need to do. Bye. He was like, I gotta go. I'm like, okay, bye.
Bye, bitch.
So y'all, she ends up texting my phone the next day. She's like, oh, you're a stripper, bitch. Mind you, I had sent him a video or whatever when I had went to the club. Like, my last time I had went to the club, and I had sent him a video because I was cute. I was like, let me send him this. So I had sent it to him. So I guess she had looked at his phone or whatever at that, like when he had came home or whatever. She ended up probably looking at his phone, call me a stripper, bitch. Oh, you're a hoe, this, and that. I'm like, all right, bitch, whatever. So mind you, I'm at my other job because I had picked up another job, like delivering food or whatever. So I'm at my other job, and she ends up calling me off some random, she just kept calling my phone over and over and over and over again until I answered the phone. It's like she called me from hella different numbers. I'm like, bro, who is this? But then I'm like, let me answer. I answered the phone. She's like, you're
a fucking whore. You're a slut. Like,
just trying to cuss me out, and I'm just laughing. I'm like, girl, bye. And I hang up the phone.
Girl, shut the fuck up. You thought you ate that?
And then she calls me back to say more shit. And I'm just like, why are you mad at me? I don't owe you no loyalty. He's the one who fucks with you. That's your baby dad. New York is your baby dad, not mine. Like, I already know how niggas get. So it's just like, why are you so mad at me for? Like, I don't even know you. Like, I don't even know her. So it's just like, I don't care at this point. So she ended up sending me a text message. Y'all, if I have a text message of like the shit that she was sending me, I'm gonna send it to you guys or whatever. Cause I had to troll her ass. Cause bitch, you is doing too much at this point. You're disrespectful as fuck. I mean, I was too, but again, I don't owe you no loyalty. That's your nigga. So anyway, that ends up happening. So I end up getting Amazon. He's got an attitude with me. So he's not talking to me or nothing like that because I told her what the fuck was up. Like, what is your man telling you? Because let me tell you what the fuck is really up. He pursued me. I didn't pursue him. I didn't even talk to the nigga. Like, what's the problem? So he's mad at me or whatever. So everyone at the job is noticing that we're not talking to each other, whatever. And some lady comes up to me and she's like, so you guys are not talking anymore? What happened? I said, oh, he has a whole family. And I kept it at that. He has a whole family. So at this point, y'all, this girl keeps calling and texting my phone, like to the point where she's on my Instagram or whatever. And I had posted a story because I was laughing. I was like, I don't know why females think calling a girl a stripper is an insult. Like, I do that shit because I want to do it, not because I have to do it. Like, what the fuck? Like, I was just like, okay. He ends up telling me, he was like, why would you tell her that? You wasn't supposed to say nothing. He was like, you're older, you should know better. Now, New York, I don't give a fuck how old I am. Ain't nobody talking to me crazy. I'm about to shut that shit all the way down. He's just like, well, you just didn't have to say nothing. He was like, that's my baby mom. She already been through enough. Like, how would you feel if that happened to you? Trying to make me the villain in this situation. I'm just like, no, you are not. Like, you really had a mask on the whole time. So we just, listen, now we just right back to normal, whatever. We just not fucking with each other. I got tunnel vision. I don't see this nigga. Okay, so after that, like, a month goes by and he just randomly hits my phone. And he's like, yo, you still be fucking with the bud or whatever? And I'm like, yeah, I got it. So he's like, can I come through and come get some? I'm not thinking nothing. I'm just like, I hope this ain't his baby mom texting my phone, because I don't know. He FaceTimes me or whatever, and I see that it's him. So he comes and picks up some bud or whatever. Y'all, why? He picks up the bud, but why, when I'm standing outside my door, I don't know. I don't remember exactly what he says to me, but then he ends up kissing me. Like, we end up kissing each other, and I'm just like,
I'm trying to give it to you, yeah, baby. I'm trying to bust all on you.
Now, I would have invited him into the apartment or whatever, but I was just like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Because I could have, but I didn't. I was just like, nah, I'm not doing that shit. Fuck that nigga. So that happens, and that was the last time we spoke to each other. Like 2 months later, I ended up quitting, and then 4 months later, I end up coming back, and I end up seeing him, but I'm back in the Stowe department or whatever, so I'm not downstairs packing with him. I was like, oh, thank God. Because, like, when I see New York at this time, I'm looking at him, I'm like, did he always look like that? I had to have rose-colored glasses on because this nigga was so cute to me. But when I seen him again, after everything was said and done, and I came back 4 months later, I was just like, is that him? And it was him. It was him. It was definitely him. You know, I ain't had no hard feelings or nothing like that. I was just like, hey, what's up? And he was like, hey, what's up? How you doing? Whatever, whatever. And I had told her, I said, I still got the bud. Like, you know, and not on no type time like that. Because when I had looked at him, I was like, I don't like how he looks.
So, my eyes are correct.
So the moral of this story is, do not date nobody in Amazon, because these niggas will have a whole life outside of that job and play in your face. Like, no. And it's probably not just Amazon. It's probably just jobs, period. Like, I would never talk to, acknowledge, play with, none of that stuff. No. But yeah, that's my story, y'all. I hope y'all liked it.